Hey guys, my name is Adam Blansky. I am founder and CEO of Sierra Pacific Group. I also serve as ConnectWise Advisory Council member. And today I actually get to be serving in Sean's role as well as the PitchIT advisor. At Sierra Pacific Group, we help technology business leaders leverage ConnectWise suite of products such as Automate, RMM, Manage PSA, and Sell CPQ to get the most out of their systems with proven industry strategies quickly and efficiently. I'm on this webinar today and actually pitch it live to actually invite you to apply to the PitchIT program. And a lot of people ask, what is the PitchIT program? It really is going on. Jason McGee mentioned quite a few years ago, really three core initiatives that he wanted to go after, right? He wanted more innovation. He wanted it faster. So that's one key aspect of the PitchIT program. Easier to do business with, right? And even more invest in the partner growth. So, what is the PitchIT program? It's an incubator for software tools, add-ons to bolt into the ConnectWise ecosystem to be able to leverage, scale, and grow your own MSP business utilizing various different software tools or even consulting or whatever tool set you might be inclined to integrate within the ConnectWise suite of products. So the application window is open. So definitely apply today, connectwise.com/theitnation/pitchit. So the link is right down there below. And there's a little bit more details of the PitchIT program. So at IT Nation Connect, there is an announced prize of $70,000 for the first prize winner, $30,000 for the second place, and third just gets some swag. But at the same time, everybody takes part in a 16-week incubator program where industry coaches, leading coaches, really inspirational people that drive and show a lot of success and innovation in the industry. You get some coaches aligned, you get some education, you learn a lot about what's going on. And, I just see somebody just happen to join the green room here. It looks like he's sitting in a bathroom, a toilet, in a potential airport. I'm going to go ahead and bring on my amigo, Sean Lardo.
You know what, Adam? Thank
Dude,
you for
I
that
thought I was going to do this all
introduction.
myself. I just
Uh,
plastered through it. I spoke so fast through it.
I heard you. I heard you. You did great. You know what? I have to now step up my game because of you. Thank you, Adam. I'm s- I am in an airport. I'm still in Pittsburgh, waiting to fly to Chicago for the Chicago user group meetup. My flight was supposed to leave 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. Apparently there's some storms in Chicago, and I'm not in the bathroom. I'm in the hall. I'm in the hallway, so I'm not in the bathroom. Although I
Yeah.
can see why, like, see monitor there. But anyway, yes, you did it. You did a great job, dude. So,
Yeah. But I will
yeah,
tell you where there is no storms down here in Riviera Maya, Cancun. Beautiful down here, still
just
down
rub,
here.
just rub it in, just rub it
Just
in.
throw it in.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. No, yeah. So thanks for covering my part. I really don't have much to say at this point because you did such a great job. But it is the application period is open till the end of the month. We Some things to really consider when you're doing this is there is an investment of time on your behalf, right? Actually, we're gonna be bringing up one of the contestants from last year, and he can tell you all about it. But it is a very good opportunity. We actually have about 40 to 50% of our of last year's contestants and years before that reapply. The ones that didn't make it to the finals, we got you out of it. So I think we should probably should get on with the show with our guest though because he's smarter than
Nice.
we are.
Oh, for sure. I will bring him on right now. And our guest today is William Contreras of Binox
It's Walter, but it's
MSP.
good enough, Adam. It's okay. I love you.
Did I say
Wait, Sean,
William?
you're in the toilet, dude.
So what?
Who are you
William
kidding,
Contreras
bro?
is baseball.
Yeah, well, it's Walter, and I'm in the hallway of an airport.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Man,
It looks like a toilet.
well, they got these tile walls, man. I don't know. I didn't build the place, but when I was doing the architecture design around this, I was like, how do they make everything like a
How
bathroom?
do you
Because
make
people
it
were
look
always,
like a toilet?
yes, exactly. And
Sean,
I had magazines
You should
everywhere.
talk to your father. Your father Keith would probably give you some inspirational words of
Don't go,
wisdom.
Adam, don't go there. But hey, Walter, how are you doing,
What's up,
dude?
buddy? How are you?
Doing
It's good to
well.
see you guys.
Yep. I'll kick it off. So, Walter, you were in the competition. You're a longstanding person in the industry, though. So, and you've been in the ConnectWise. community for a long time. I mean, I met you there years ago at a conference where you were sponsoring. I didn't have a clue what you were doing because I was trying to figure out what I was doing there. But yeah, so let's talk, can we talk a little bit about your background?
Talk about ConnectWise. I was just teaching somebody how to do billing in ConnectWise today, and I was like, man, I had ConnectWise for like 18 years, dude. So I am definitely an expert in
As an
ConnectWise
MSP, yeah.
billing.
I mean, you did it. You've been the MSP part of it with us as
Yeah,
a partner, and now you're a vendor partner of ours.
yeah. No, listen, it's great. I mean, I started using ConnectWise when I started my MSP. I remember for me, it's all about sales, right? I remember the guy that sold me ConnectWise. He said something to me that I still think about every day. He said to me, and I was at an event taking a test for Microsoft, and he had a little table set up, and he says to me, Walter, the first month that you use ConnectWise, you'll get your money's worth. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how is that possible? And he explained it to me. He said, look, there's stuff that you're not tracking, right? There's stuff like invoicing. You probably go somewhere. This is a time of like break fix timing where we will go to a customer site. We will bill them for the time we were there. Half the time I left, I never billed it. So within a month, literally, I was seeing the return on the investment. So, but fast forward 18 years later, I know the ecosystem so well. I know ConnectWise in and out, manage especially, sell. I'm a beast at sell. I don't code on sell, but I'm a beast at it. I can create templates like crazy. But that gave me an edge. I saw an
Right.
opening for something else, and so we created a tool called Binox MSP. It is basically a sales enablement tool, and we start with the leads. You can source leads in our tool, humanly verified, by the way,
Yep.
and then you can bring those leads into our ecosystem of our CRM, marketing, and everything else. And so, but it's all deeply integrated with ConnectWise. I mean,
Right.
we're something as simple as sending a quarterly business review email to somebody. We can do that so easily because we're so tightly integrated with ConnectWise that we know which customers are quarterly, biannually, whatever. And so it's a tremendous opportunity. I was just talking to Adam before, like, we really got to get going as MSP. This is our moment right now. And I told you that, Sean, before.
Yeah, I know.
This is it. This is the moment. We leave so much money on the table.
I couldn't agree more. I feel like, and last year when we recreated the content for the website for PitchIT, we addressed the fact of the largest transfer migration to digitalization, right? Cloud hosted everything. And that was due to COVID. We watched it happen, right? And as far as I'm concerned, MSP should be the king and queen of
Hmm.
this whole thing, right? These businesses, these small businesses trying to stay in business, were able to do it as a result of the efforts of MSPs. So that
100%.
that gives you the keys to the kingdom, right away. And these businesses are relying on you to tell them what they should do next. How do we become more efficient? How do we automate? How do we run that? How do we do this? How do we stay in business? Period. Like even as simple as creating an app that you can order food from, right? I mean, that seems so simple and trivial at this point, but at one point it was like groundbreaking, you know. But it has to come from somebody, and the experts are supposed to be you all, right? And but the problem I know of the space that Walter, is sales, account management, business development, all that stuff is definitely always a challenge, right? Um, and they don't do it right. They don't stay on track. They don't know how to upsell or how to educate or how to close the deal.
I was telling Adam that just this week, I was doing a lot of work in New York. There's a lot of compliance going on, especially in the financial
Yep.
industry. And so there are deadlines. And right now in April, there's one for the Department of Financial Services, which we do a lot of work for. And so I, it just came, I was doing all this work and I typed on my channel. I was like, hey guys, we're not an IT company anymore. We're a cybersecurity and compliance company that happens to do IT.
Yep.
And if you don't think in those terms, you leave so much money on the table. Yeah, you'll charge, the per user or maybe per device. Still such a debate that drives me bananas, by the way. But
Yes.
you're still gonna get that money. But can you get a lot more money for compliance, right? Who's doing compliance? Think about it. You're the trusted advisor,
Right.
and you can't talk about compliance with your customer. You should know every law in every state, especially the one you're in, that
Yep.
affects that customer, and make a ton of money from it.
But the reality is, long before even being the expert in that, the one thing I feel like some MSPs, I'm friends with a lot of MSPs, we both know that. I think the challenge for a lot of them is it's almost like that contractor you try to get to come back and, give you a quote. They never
Yeah,
come back in time. And that's always a struggle. So it's the sales operations part that is a problem, right?
sure.
They don't know how to structure a sales process. And once they do, getting a quote out to somebody is almost damn near impossible, right? And then you just wait. It's a waiting game.
It's a
And they,
traction game. Is a when we design Binox, the some people come to everybody's always looking for that perfect tool, right? They want everything in one place, and I tell
Mhm.
them, look, we are focused 100% on the sale. If you want to track your sales, if you want to get a kick in the ass when a sales is too late, or you forgot to follow up on the quote that
Mhm.
you sent out, you come to us. If you want like pretty reports that are going to tell you somebody's blood type and all of that, I use Brigades, right? I mean, so
I get it. So you're actually putting the actionable deliverables to the process. You're actually giving the ability for them to do it.
we're
Period.
prescribing technically a
Yep.
methodology, right? Because look, the biggest thing, like, it drives me crazy when someone says to me, I got a lead. What a lead means to me and what a lead means to another MSP, there's two different things there, right?
Uh-huh.
And so for me, I don't even talk to anyone unless they're willing to enter into the buy and sales process. But before they even did that, they've already been qualified. They're more than 30 users. They're in the industry we serve. They raise their hand that they want to talk to me. Before that, they're not even suspects to me.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but somebody says I got a lead because a guy gave him a card that no one knows who they are, and they're not even in your industry, right? So it's a challenge. But you know what? You, Adam, myself, and a couple other people are doing a big push on this to change
Hmm.
that mindset from go. It's funny you say this because I'm literally looking at my IT glue document that I built. It's called the technical sales documents. And this morning I came in my office at 7:30. I was showing my team how to question people when they're on the help desk to maybe sell a laptop, to maybe sell another user, to maybe move them from an on-premise server to the cloud, right? And what questions you should ask. And by the way, I'm insane, so I chart everything on like Lucy chart. So and it's like little figures and people and stuff. But I just want to drive the point that if you're picking up the phone for a customer, you're the first salesperson. You're the trusted advisor. You should be
Yep.
the one
Yeah.
asking questions to help them, like you said.
Absolutely. So okay,
Yeah.
so good. Let's pivot this back over to when you went through the pitching competition last year.
Hmm.
We had classes on that too. We had workshops on
Yeah,
that, and not to mention we also had your guys' involvement in tons of webinars and live streams and everything else. So let's talk about did you pick up anything from this? Did this garnish
a
anything for you?
lot, a lot. I mean, I forgot the name of the guy that started giving us the statistics about the numbers of MSPs. Look, when you think about it, and I recommended a book to Adam, by the way, from David Goggins, You Can't Hurt Me. And I'm reading this book because it's literally telling me, like, if you look at the numbers of MSPs, right, the ones that make it like past 1 million or even past 3 to 5 million are
Hmm.
very small number. So you have to ask the question is why aren't we making why aren't we passing those thresholds? And it's because one, we don't know. Two, we're so afraid of the sale, right?
Yep.
We're afraid of going out. We're technicians. I get it, right? I'm a technician. I'm an engineer. I'm an MCSC, and I
Hmm.
actually have a Novell certification too. But
Nice.
you know, we have to make the transition. Otherwise, the business is just gonna be flat, right? So the thing with Pitcher was, we got so many people coming in, so many awesome people from marketing, sales, connect wise that gave us a lot of insight about, like, you know what you should be doing as an MSPs,
Hmm.
what you should be targeting MSPs for. And it was an incredible experience for me just being around all these people, and also the people that I was competing with. I'm super competitive, right? So we're in the end, we were all friends, by the way. We were making
Yep.
videos about each other and stuff, but it
Yeah.
was all about learning from each other, and it was a tremendous experience. If you're building a product, software product or whatever, and you don't know 100% your audience, this is a great way to start, right? Because you're going to get a
Hmm.
lot of facts about who you are selling these services to.
Absolutely. I think you touched on a couple of things that are what we envision pitch it being, which is a good collaboration piece and connecting piece. It's collaborating with peers, but also connecting with people that are external of even the peer group that you're involved in. Also, big thing we wanted to focus on was product market fit, and addressing what the market really consists of. So back to your point, $1 to $3 million MSPs and 5 million. There's very different. There's those thresholds have different needs. We know that, right? And sometimes you see vendors come into the space and they're like, we're only going to go after MSPs here. And then when you look at it, it's like, okay, well, that MSP group only consists of 5% of your market. Is that going to really be effective for your business? Is it going to bring you the money you want to bring in? And again, back to you then have to make a decision. Well, do we charge enough for that only 5 to 10%? Is that, I mean, because you're not going to capture 100% of that 10%. You're going to capture 10%, maybe at best, of that 10%. So you do the math, right? So I think that for us, the goal was to make sure you guys had what you needed for that to understand it, the market share, and what your relevance was, because that's the only way you can determine product market fit is if it actually appeals to the masses. Or if you are a boutique business, that's different, right? There's a difference between consultants and products. Consultants
Hmm.
chart they only need a few clients. Products, product sales, you need a lot of clients. But
Yeah, I
you kind of
forgot
fit
the
in a little
name
bit
of
of
the gentleman that was talking about numbers.
both. Oh
Can't remember
God,
his name, but I
we had a
but I
lot.
do have it on my OneNote. I think I'm the only crazy one that downloaded all the documents you guys uploaded, including the videos, and I saved them all on my OneNote.
I
Um,
love that. I
but
love that.
and I go back to them, by the way, because the other thing about building products is, especially on the software side, is that you can be in your own little bubble, right? You could
Yep.
you could be in your own little idea of what you're doing, but when you get yourself exposed to something like PitchIt, you'll see that the world, it's much bigger than your office, and so you get exposed to other people how they think.
Yep.
Maybe you get into pitch and you realize, like, man, I'm thinking this little when this whole opportunity is in front of my
Yeah.
face. That's really what I learned from pitch it.
Nice. Oh, good. Okay. So, do you have any advice for
Yeah.
anybody considering this? Sorry, Adam.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
every chance I get to talk to some, I send somebody to apply. Really good company, they do a tremendous software, and I said, wow, this is something MSPs could use, right? And I just met the guy randomly, but the I recommend 100% go putting yourself first of all in an uncomfortable place against other people, right? Because not only do you learn from those people, but also you're in a place where you're out of your comfort zone, and to me that's always a good thing, right?
Hmm.
Learning and watching and studying, and I recommend people going in with an open mind, right? Because you may not win. I
Yeah.
didn't win, but I won a lot of friends, a lot of experience, a lot of stuff. And for me, I highly recommend it. As I said, I send people all the time to register because I do believe in the incubation. I do believe in the group setting, and I love how everybody like became friends, and
Hmm.
we started to collaborate, helping each other, recommending the product to other MSPs. So yeah, no, it's a great experience.
Awesome. Adam, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just you're a unique contestant last year, right? You've been in the industry 18 years. I think most contestants were much, much smaller than that, right? In the industry. I think there's only a couple of them that had that length of experience. And so I'm always curious of like, man, 18 years in the industry, you must know everything about it, right? But then,
No.
clearly you or had the perception of pitch it and there was this obstacle you wanted to overcome. And I'm just curious kind of what was that you fully like, yes, you grasp it now, right? After 18 years, right? Doing this thing. And I'm just curious about that aspect.
The opportunity, honestly, the opportunity, because I, I am obsessed about the sales process. Literally, like I live and breathe this thing every day. Today, I spent an hour and a half with my team playing part of a book, making everybody cry, just going in deep into the soul of the person. Because to me, sales is about the person, like how that person feels when they're making that call, when they're calling a customer, when they're trying to make a sale, all of that. We kind of fail at studying. We say to our people, here's the script, go make some calls, well, see you later, right? And so we got to go deep in there and really coach. The investment of time coaching your people is the best investment you'll ever make. When I went into pitch it, I was thinking about like this little. I was saying, first I was thinking about, I'm just gonna do this lead system, and then I'm not gonna go into the CRM part, or maybe I was limiting myself with the view of the world I had here locally. And then when I went to pitch, I was like, wait a minute, this opportunities, man. I actually changed my pitch deck, which I have for no reason because I don't have any investors, by the way. I'm bootstrapping this from my MSP, but I still have one because you know what? I had to I had to really practice what I talk about, right? So
Mhm.
I have it and I updated it, and then I changed the numbers because I was like, man, I can get 40,000 MSPs. Like that's a crazy number. And that's a possibility. I mean, that's not a possibility because Sean is right. You're gonna get 10% of that, right? But think about
Right.
that. That's 4,500 MSPs that I can go after just in the United States. That's an
And
insane probability.
but that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at the potential, right? What's the full potential? 40,000. Scale it back. Know that your realistic is going to be this, but you're pushing for, first off, you're a salesperson, so you definitely look at 40,000. You're like, yeah, that's no problem. I'll get all 40,000. That's in our DNA. But the problem is we know reality. You might get 10%, right? But at 10%, you gotta know where the fishing holes are. You gotta figure out how to get there. And that's the thing I think that a lot of people don't realize is, where do I go to find these people? And then how do I present myself to them? So you doing your deck, even though you're not looking for buyers, such a smart, or even investors, is so smart because it keeps you grounded to the actual mission of your company and what you guys do. I think far too often entrepreneurs, when they're years into doing this, they forget what the fundamentals are. They dream on other things because they're probably a little bit bored with it. They want to go do other stuff. They're a little bit run down. But the problem is when they start doing that and they don't come back to the fundamentals. Fundamentals is what you teach your whole team to do. Your whole company is built around fundamentals.
100%. It's funny you say that because another big learning I had the last, since pitch it was also the fact that I don't need to go super fast. If you look at Apple, for example, right? I always think about these guys because it's so easy to understand them, but are they the first ones to come out with the brightest or the fastest CPUs or whatever? They're usually not. They're usually the last ones to put out a headphone.
Yep.
But can you live without that headphone after you use it? No, they just make a very solid product over time. Yeah, there you go. So going slow and steady is definitely a good point, Sean. That's an amazing point you make. I wish us as MSPs looked at it that way because think about it. I could almost guarantee you the first question I ask MSPs when they come and interview with us, I ask them, "What's your target market?" And they go, "I don't know," right? So, but some of them say attorneys, okay?
Yes.
And then I say the next question is, how many attorneys are there in your state or in your area of target? And they'll tell
Yep.
me, "I don't know."
That's
That
such
right,
a.
that right there, your competition is gonna kick your ass
Of
because they
course.
do know and they go after it.
They pay for that. I used to pay
Yeah.
for. I used to pay ranking tens of thousands of dollars to figure out who the CISO was before CISOs were on social media. When nobody knew who they were when I was trying to sell cybersecurity way back yonder. So I would know who the CISOs were, how many there were, how many businesses, what their budget was, how much they plan to allocate into technology. I knew all that stuff. So I would go in educated. I developed my hit list from that.
By the way, you can use Binox for that. We can give you all the CISOs. Plug, plug, plug. No, but it's
That's a
true
good
though.
plug.
Like, think about it. Like, how do you know how do you know how you can win if you don't even know what you're up against?
No, right. You're absolutely right. All right, Adam, I know you're going to start to. Adam will get
Kill
hired
us?
soon.
Me? No
He has
way.
he has OCD
Stickler
for
for time.
time. Yes, he does. Oh my lord, I get yelled at
Is
after
it
every
time
Well,
call.
he's got to get
anxiety? I
back to the
get time
beach.
anxiety.
Yes, he does.
No,
So,
I'm
go ahead,
workcation.
Adam.
It's working.
What do you want to ask, Adam?
What do I just what advice, there's all this conversation about, pitch it and just new contestants that we're looking to apply to this program here by the end of this month. What advice would you give them going into this thing?
Yeah. So the biggest one is the MSP market is quite different. I don't I will think that they're depending on the product that you're making, but in my case, for example, we're making a product for sales, right? So we're obviously not salespeople, so the challenge is it was even greater for us because we had to convince the IT guy to become a salesperson and then use the product, right? So, but if you don't understand that about the managed services audience, you need to be on something like Pitch It because you might be thinking, I'm building this thing that's gonna go to all these people, but you don't even know the market. You have to know the market. That's really what it's all about. You have to know who you're selling to.
Agreed. I agree, and hence the use case. You
Mm,
know, I love the use case conversation more so than anything else because MSPs are notorious for do you integrate with? It doesn't matter
Correct.
what, and you say, well, what are we doing with that? And well, I don't know. They integrate with it. Well, what does it do? Well, I don't know. Well, why are we talking about it then? Tell me what you want to do, and we can work it out. And maybe integrations are necessary, right? But use
sure.
cases are extremely important. Understand the audience and understand what they're using it for. What problem is it really going to solve? Does it solve a problem? Shit, some cases I've seen products come out that I was like,
I
what's
see
that
stuff
do?
that I'm not. Is that a problem that even needs to be solved, right? And if so, maybe ConnectWise already did it, or maybe
Yep.
somebody already did it. And why are you trying to solve it again? I mean, what's the audience with that? Are you going to bring some people but the rest of the people won't get it? Is it simple enough to all of these things you'll discover if you invest the time? And again, everything I do, I try to be 100% present. So if you invest the time, and I'm a little crazier than others because even after people came and showed us stuff, I was still pinging them on LinkedIn trying to get them on their calendar. If you invest the time, you're gonna get what you put into it, right? So I got a ton out of Pitch It, and I would love to do it again. It was a tremendous experience.
So you're going to be reapplying this year, you're saying?
I had the tab open because I saw your text. So as soon as this is done, I'm gonna go reapply.
Yeah, if you
Uh-huh.
were a previous contestant, you can reapply, right? I just think
Yes.
you can't apply if you're top three. Is that right?
Correct. The top three, the finalists cannot reapply. We allow all companies they can apply 2 times during the course of the entity's existence. Now, if you start another company, you're a new entity. Um, but I'm glad you are because I think you bring the competition up. I think you force people to do better. They have to be on their A game because you're a hustler and they know it. So I totally appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man. And I see the beer came back, so looking lovely.
I had it
It did.
shaped up yesterday. Look how good this is. I mean, I,
Nice, nice.
I need it because I look like a
Be gone
turtle
by
without it.
November.
No, no, it's not on the agenda this year. It's not on the agenda this year. There's nothing for that this year. Thank God. Um, so yeah, application process. The application period is open now to the end of the month. Um, are we going to see you at any events?
I'll be at ASCII. I have a couple of ASCIIs coming up, and
Nice.
then obviously IT Nation.
What are you going to do? Secure or just IT Nation Connect at the end of the
I'm
year?
not sure. You sent me the emails. Davina sent me I have not even looked at them, man. It's been a little nuts. Actually, with my MSP more than uh Binox.
Well,
The MSP is crazy right now.
Yeah.
well, IT Nation Secure is in June, and we have a lot of people interested in being there. Actually last year was a great success, and we were concerned because it was coming out of that COVID year, and we were unsure, and we actually well oversat our goal for people attending. It's a great show. Uh,
It
I
is
would
a great show.
I would suggest Walter you'd be there, but if you
Yeah.
can't, that's fine. I'll be.
I was supposed to be at boot camp for Robin Robbins next week. I ain't making it, man. I can't make it.
Well, you have till June to get ready. Um, I'm actually going to our user group, hopefully with my flight, if it ever leaves today, um, to Chicago. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking. I'm looking at the gate, and everybody's just standing there in the same place they were 2 hours ago. I
It's not
don't know
going
why.
It's
anywhere.
all fun. It's all
Uh,
good, Sean. So wrapping this thing up, Walter, any closing thoughts here?
Look, man, this is it. If MSPs were waiting for a moment, this is it. There is no other. This is not coming back.
uh,
Cybersecurity is huge.
oh,
Learn
agreed.
it. Don't take it for granted. Learn a lot. This is going back. I was telling somebody, this is going back when like servers came out, right? Like, I am doing so much Azure virtual desktops right now. It's insane, right? So why aren't you doing this? Like, you don't even have to get up from your chair, like, just, you don't even have to go on site. We don't do on site anymore. And so, although my agreements, by the way, changed to no on site, which is kind of funny because it's, if you want me on site, you're gonna have to pay extra. But dude, nobody even wants you. Do you think anyone wants you on site? That's in your head.
They don't even want to
So
meet
Yeah.
you. They don't even want to meet you. I mean, people, CEOs that are busy don't have time for you. If you're going to come into their office, they have to schedule time away to meet you out of professional courtesy. You can do a
true,
30-minute video call. They're much happier. They don't have to do anything
much
different.
happier.
They can be in
I
their
open up.
pajamas for all matters.
I open up territory in Louisiana. I've never been to Louisiana. Okay, we have about 10 customers in Louisiana.
Nice.
So, and we're actually going down there now. I'm gonna go in May, and I can see that market opening up, and that's just one out of what, pretty much any state anywhere. So
Yep. I love it that
this
you're
is
doing
it.
that. So, okay, good. So you should, I mean, all the more reason why you should be at Secure if you're going to talk about cybersecurity sales. Just saying.
Security, yeah, for sure.
Just saying. I'm like,
Definitely.
I mean, remember find your fishing hole, know your audience. So we'll see Walter at IT Nation Secure. We'll have a booth. Can't wait.
There you go.
Um,
That's a hook.
Awesome. Sean, any closing thoughts here?
yeah.
Yeah,
Last
last
thought.
word.
Last thought. Try to make sure you know if your flight's going to take off on time. If not, there's open bars everywhere. Two, if you're not part of the community, you should always look to be part of the community. It's yeah, as a vendor or a partner, it doesn't matter. This is a growing industry. It's not going to go away. It's really a big deal to be able to navigate any space you're in, which is what Walter already touched on. I'm not going to beat the dead horse, but again, it's the application process period's open now. You should, if you're a vendor, you're trying to figure out what the hell to do. There's plenty of business, and the ConnectWise community is one of the largest in the space. I mean, we haven't sponsored a dome like some people, but we're pretty big. Um, yeah, that's all. I look forward to
Yeah,
seeing. I look
awesome.
forward to seeing you this year, Walter. I look forward to see what you do this year, man. That's all.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's a
Thanks for
really
having me, guys.
exciting time to be in the industry. A lot of things are evolving. A lot of things are changing. I love what Binox is doing. I love what Walter's doing. And sales is the lifeblood of generating that revenue for MSP businesses. And increase those prices, get some quality of services, hire the right staff. It's all come in this ecosystem. If you're not involved in the ecosystem, join IT Nation, evolve,
Yeah,
jump into IT Nation Connect, Secure, various different CompTIA communities. I think you're hitting up ASCII right now. I think I heard Robin Robbins on this call. There is a lot of communities out there. Jump
yeah,
out there, get involved. I run ConnectWise Tips and Tricks, ConnectWise Boss as well. And it's been great, Sean, on these. It's been awesome. Walter, it's just your wealth of knowledge. And if you want to apply today to PitchIT, whether you're been in the industry for 18 plus years, you can still get something out of it. Or whether you're
yeah.
just starting your business, you're going to really refine your product or your offering, what your target market is, and really get involved inside the community. And that's really create those connections. And that's what PitchIt's all about. So awesome,
Absolutely.
guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll be chatting next week.
Thanks
Talk to
all.
you guys
Bye
later.
now.
Bye.